Hello everybody, they call me Muse and I welcome you back to Shadow Gambit, the Cursed Crew, where it seems like we've got a bunch of banter to deal
Consider
with.
it done.
Wasn't expecting that, I was just going to jump straight into Zagan's
I
DLC
fell
mission.
asleep as a skeleton recently.
That's what we did. That's why we lived. Nah, I'm telling you, the clue is the last chorus is entirely different.
Ah, I see you're still singing that shanty.
Yeah, finally hearing it really helped getting rid of that nasty earworm. Unfortunately, it just happened to be so effective a cure, Ridge and I can't quite agree on the final lines.
Wasn't it once a mighty crew, now without a ship?
Ah, yes, that's it. Almost forgot it again. Can you believe it? Now come, Sir Agent. We've got to hammer that darn tune in our skulls somehow.
You could always write it down.
Yeah, Grog's a great idea.
Or Grog.
Thanks for the help, Aethia. Meet you at deck.
Sure. Enjoy your rum.
I fell asleep
And Pincus has
as a
probably got something to say about his
skeleton
tobacco.
with my attention.
Or maybe just a chat.
Ahoy, Quartermaster. How are the Marley's finances looking?
And how would I know such a thing?
Are those not our ledgers you're poring over?
Of course
Oh,
not.
no, please, these are my memoirs. I'm currently musing over a particular paragraph. Would you lend your ear and opinion to me?
All right. Let's hear it then.
January 9th, 1666. Despite his sobriquet, it was rather dark in Louis XIV's library. Yet, there I was, showing great resolve and striking determination. I'm sure no other could have faced this situation with the calm and collected poise I possessed at the time. Fearless and dashing, I braved the oppressive darkness, eager to grace the monarch's collection with my distinguished attention. Now, what do you think?
Well, it's...
It sounds like he was trying to rob the library.
Ah, I knew it. It's too humble, isn't it? No, you don't have to say it. My mother always told me I was too modest, but that will not hold true for this volume. Thank you, Aethia. You've already shown great value to this expedition.
You're too kind. Good luck with your memoirs.
A von Presswald never depends on luck for his work, and a mild effort and rigorous delegation.
Yeah, that'll do
But
the
I
job.
appreciate the sentiment nonetheless.
Now, let's put some mild effort into completing Zagan's
Straight to the point.
final mission, shall we?
Set a course, navigator.
To the lair. It's a long one. Ooh, it's nighttime. Have we done a nighttime mission at the lair?
We've arrived.
Look at that plant. It's huge. And where is this lightning storm coming from?
One of the many reasons why I chose to base my work here were the very predictable weather patterns.
So what? You just walk up to the spooky plant maiden and wait until lightning hits it?
No. The powers of the above must be channeled through the coils I built.
I presume that's where your friends from Gran Alcazar come into play.
I just have to activate them by telling them the passphrases I've ingrained in them.
Is this part of the plan too? The prognosticar is holding an acolyte.
No. Removing the acolyte from the equation should allow the prognosticar to refocus.
What about the coil in your laboratory? The lightning doesn't strike it.
I will have to inspect it before I put my spell on the prognosticar, but I'm certain I can fix it. Once the 3 coils on the outer islands are connected, the one inside of the mansion has to be activated.
Let's also not forget about the secret passage we opened up last time.
Indeed. Please, choose a landing, Aethia.
Well, that was a lot of information. Basically, we've got to go everywhere and do a bit of everything. So, we've got 3 different start points. Have we been to any of these before? I don't think we've been to Lighthouse. Let's start with Lighthouse. Now, it's a big, long, difficult mission. So who comes with us? Gael could be good as our quick attacker, should we need one. And she's also a distractor. Quentin's also a very good distractor.
At last.
What are we missing? on this team. We've got a couple of people that can draw folks away from their posts. We've got Quentin who can climb and swim. The other two can't, but Quentin can pull them up. And Gael can also fire Zagan up if necessary. So, yeah, we've got some good movement on the team. Good mobility. It should do the job.
So this is it, huh? Still worried you'll find nothing?
There might be some doubts floating around in my mind.
You know, your obnoxious overconfidence suits you much better than this ponderous little sulk you're doing now.
As usual, your observation yields no discernible benefit to the conversation, Aethia.
There he is.
Thank you.
Right, so let's have a think.
Still to do.
Again and again.
We've got a conversation going on over there. But then they turn and walk away. How long do they stay away for? Not terribly long.
Where did the time go?
Can Quentin
This can't
get up into that bush?
Finders keepers. Right.
He can. But then he gets spotted by whom exactly? Oh, there's a Eudex in the lighthouse. Okay.
Looks like we're trying it again.
Right, and what are they looking at? Are they looking over this whole island? Yeah, they are. Dang it. So they need to go first. Which means we need to get into the door. So,
So much still to do.
where do you look, Commissarius? Do you look down there at all at this? Not terribly so.
Diamonds, rubies, emeralds.
Where did the time go?
Let's get Quentin up here.
Nobody takes what's mine.
Now,
The Inquisitor.
is anyone really stopping him from just
Memory
sneaking
after
up
memory.
there?
If there is value, it's mine.
Apparently not. Well, I wasn't expecting taking out this Eudex to be as straightforward.
You have what I want.
Maybe it's not. Maybe there's another one watching them.
It's
No.
set then.
Good.
Tight lines.
Reel them in, Quentin.
Nice. That's progress.
A deal to
However,
remember,
we need
mine.
Quentin back because he's the only one who can climb up. But that should be fine. We got him in, so we can get him out, right? Now that that's done, let's go back to what was originally the plan. Just to lure him up here.
The rod reaches far. Cursed day.
And then we get someone else up.
Perhaps something
You're
has
watching
happened.
over there, though. That's unfortunate. But you're not going to be watching over there the whole time, right?
The flame will be mine.
Turn around, please.
It will have to be done. I will hold on to it.
And then, can we do the same again there?
The lightning storm.
A particularly gruesome.
Good.
May your mind hold.
Oh? Tampering with time.
Okay.
A peculiar science.
Now, that Belgar can bugger off again in a minute.
Certainly a choice.
And then we can deal with this third lad.
Take this creation of mine.
And then we can turn off the light. Will that bring the Belguard over? He'll certainly see it.
Well now.
But is it too far away
I
for
shall
him
not
to
stray too far.
reach? Yeah, he's not going to come over because it's just too far for him.
Misconduct.
Let's get in a bush with Zagan again.
An intriguing
I don't know if anyone's watching this Belguard.
the power of this world.
Doesn't look like it. Good.
This will leave a lasting impact. Intent is key.
Punishment by excision is unheard of during
And then we should probably bring Gael up as well. She might be needed at some point. I don't think anyone's watching these two though.
Keep
So
it for a rainy day, Marley. An offer.
let's park up the crew over here. And
Capture the memory.
There we go, double kill. And then we'll feed the chest. Now, where were those secret passages we opened? Because I feel like we're supposed to use them to get from one of these islands to the next. It's probably over here somewhere. Now, it's kind of annoying that the map is still showing all these guys as existing, because it makes it harder to tell exactly where I've been and where I haven't.
Who wants to go on the ride?
And we can't do anything with Gael to deal with them.
Having
Quentin might be able to...
than wanting
Yeah, Quentin also can't hook them up, but he can finish them off.
to die. Tough customer.
But I don't know if I want to do that all mission long.
I'm not
Either way,
looking
let's kill
for
this
common
guy.
ground.
And now that Prognostica...
No common ground.
Good. Attacking the Acolyte has righted this Prognosticar's mind. I should be able to corrupt him now.
Now, he still doesn't have a view cone. That's good. I was wondering whether or not freeing him would give him a vision
I
cone.
stand ready.
But it appears that's not the case.
Are foolproof.
So now what? We've got one Acolyte and a bunch of Commissarius. Let's also have a look around, see if we can't find that secret passage entrance anywhere. There it is. Okay. But we're basically going to have to clear out this little island, I think. What if we come down that way with Gael? Does that help us? We may as well also turn off the torch, because why not?
Another to the horde.
And then let's see. We can't turn off that torch because it's Maiden's Fire.
You're not going to like this.
And yeah, we haven't got time to pull that off.
Return.
Turning off that torch has actually probably not helped because it distracts that guy slightly.
It's fire, but it
Slows
still
things
must
down.
burn.
Anybody up for a ride?
No.
As you command.
Well, now.
Okay, yeah, that works.
Don't get too comfortable.
Good. So we whistle them down. I don't see any reason why Quentin can't lure that Acolyte down here. So clear your cannon again.
They all seek my riches.
Now, Quentin, you should be able to lure this
Again and
Acolyte.
again, it will be dealt.
Maiden's grace is all I.
I stand against the tempest.
Now, the Commissarius hopefully will turn around.
Resistance is pointless. Quelle surprise!
Okay, so that didn't quite work
Let's
because
tackle it again.
that commie could just about see over there. Just about. Let's try it again.
It will be dealt.
I see.
And let's see if we can just about get out of range of that Commissarius before we do
I
anything.
stand against the tempest. D'accord. I will get you. Better hold your
Good.
breath.
So it does
Any
work.
coin?
How dare they let me wait?
Ready to fire.
And now this commie's
Hello?
going to
I'm
go for a
waiting.
stroll, perhaps. You want to come down here?
Who? Yes, you must meditate, lest your mind be consumed. Report.
No,
Your
it seems
task
like it doesn't.
demands it. Taking a break, are we? Have you forgotten your sacred
No.
duty?
When he stands over here, though, is he out of range of that commie? He is. Good. So in that case, we move these two over to this
I can
bush,
smell gold already.
perhaps. And then, let's see.
J'écoute. The landing. Always a pleasure. Aye.
Now, can we sneak up there without that Commissarius noticing? We can. Good.
As you command.
Oh, we got the wrong one.
Your passage ends here.
There we go. And that should just leave
I
one
would
guy.
go out with you. I like long shots.
So let's snatch him up.
Knowledge seeks
Now,
understanding.
Zagan, you can make your way over here.
Consider it accomplished. Desolation.
There we go.
Desolation.
Ah, now I get it. The prognosticars are connecting the coils to the plant.
Exactly.
Soul energy.
They are, yes. Okay, good job, crew. That's one island down, more or less. Just need to deal with this last guy down here.
I drive a deadly bargain.
And now we can sneak through to the second
Line and
I miss the waves on the
part
right
of the map.
side.
Which is the second part going to be?
Sure as the storms.
Now,
we
can go into the middle. Somewhere. Yeah, there's the middle one. But now let's go over to the garden.
Quelle surprise!
Now, we could also have got there, I suppose, by jumping across from the other island.
Back up. Good.
It's entirely possible that there's a badge for doing that and sneaking across here without using the secret passage.
Strange.
Let's not ask
Oops.
for permission.
Didn't think that guy was going to see down here.
You sure you remember correctly, Marty?
Quentin.
is off limits.
Three
Oui.
skull. Everyone, pile back into the cave.
Golden greetings.
And now, Quentin, if you could pop back out,
You for your life. Another kind of bag.
shank that guy, that'd be grand.
That golden opportunity.
Cursed day.
Cool, okay.
An
Island Part
in a
2.
storm.
Oh yes, we know this island. So we've got a patrol. We've got an acolyte that Quentin should be able to grab.
Time to get my head in the game.
Oh?
Can he grab them before the patrol comes back around though?
treaty. Ready to fire. What is that?
Just about. Very well.
Fishing for another memory.
Now, Prognostica, you are watching that Commissarius. Okay. So they'll probably all need to be taken out together. So where does this patrol go that's not in range? Just round the back there, but then they're within earshot. So that's not ideal. Is there a spot here somewhere? No, they're kind of in range the whole time. If we can get two of the crew over here, perhaps, because we want a spot where the Prognostica can't see them, and also a spot where the Commissarius can then be distracted by our final crew member. Could be tricky. Maybe we just avoid these lads and go about our business up top. Because we don't necessarily need to fight these lads, do we? Although what if Zagan
Devotion is misguided attention.
distracts the acolyte? Will that work? Can we separate these two guys by doing that?
A valid experiment.
No, we can't separate, but we can hold them both together in place somewhere.
Certainly a choice.
So,
At your command.
if we can get Zagan over the other
A
side,
fascinating application.
then we can freeze those two briefly
I
where we
knew
need them frozen.
That image.
Now we can drop down there. We
I
can jump
had
across.
to do that.
Good. So we can get about a bit with Zagan. Now, let's see if we can find a spot
Tampering with time, a peculiar science.
where we can freeze those two outside of the range of the Commissarius.
My newest invention. I see.
Are you within range? Almost, but not quite. Are you within earshot, though?
Short.
You're also not quite in earshot of the prognosticator. I couldn't have done that more
Feel to
perfectly,
remember,
I don't
where
think.
The wind blows, cannonballs fly.
So, you two,
Sure as the storms.
make your way down here, please.
As you command.
And across here. And up. Now,
D'accord.
if I've done this right, then we can double kill these two without any issues. Gaia, is your cannon full? I think it might be. So, stab that guy. And pick him up. And Gael, cannon that guy.
Don't get too comfortable.
Piss. Right, so that potentially works.
We're trying it again.
However, maybe we do it the other way around. Just stab that guy. Don't worry about picking him up. Just stab him. And then we wait for that kindred to start to move away.
J'écoute. Sure as the storms.
Golden greetings.
And we got the job done. Excellent.
Bonny man.
I'm always here.
Now we need one of the crew back around the other side.
Will it yield coin?
Quentin can climb vines, so he's the obvious choice. So,
I will hold them.
distract the prognosticator whilst Quentin stabs that guy. And then Gael is going to come in and cannon the
Thanks,
prognosticator.
Careful, I have a shot. Right where I
Landed
Good.
a heavy one.
Now,
Got a good
Quentin,
head in my chest.
drag that back outside. Good. We've cleared out this little section of the garden.
These men
Was it necessary?
bulletproof.
Hard to say. These bloody kindred that roam around there, though, are a nightmare. I recall this being the case.
Another treasure out of my arsenal.
Curious sound.
Yeah, you come through the door.
I'll trade you for your life. That's a big one.
And
If
down
there
you
is
go.
value, it's mine.
Okay, so that's another acolyte out of the way. May as well turn off the torch, because could potentially come in handy.
thought so.
I doubt it, but it can't hurt. Now, the Udex will stop us from dealing with this patrol. Can Quentin hook people
Bigger
over to
solution.
this side of the gate?
I like long
Oops.
shots.
I'll hold on to what is mine.
Maybe.
Nobody
Maybe
takes
if he
what's
stands
mine.
there. What's blocking that exactly? It looks like a clear arc. Is it just being blocked because game says so? I mean, we can go out.
Right.
We can go out to here. Oh, piss. We could have done anyway. If we'd
Bigger
been more
solution.
patient. And then we can reel them in from there.
Nice out. No, I'm still recovering. I'll hold on.
Right, so we've got the whole
to
crew
what's
up here.
mine.
Can't do anything about this patrol though, because of
again.
Udex. But maybe that's
I miss
okay.
the waves under my feet.
Now, does Gael have anyone in her cannon?
Swiftly.
Yeah, she does. Good. I really should be calling it a canol, because that's its correct name. But I keep forgetting. So,
As you command.
c'est la vie, as Gael might say. Maybe we can deal with that Belguard somehow. Do we need to, though?
Nobody takes
Maybe we
what's
just move
mine.
Quentin over here, actually.
No one
And
resists
then-
a little ruckus.
He could drop his conch there,
If there is value, it's mine.
and then sneak on in.
Madness.
Okay.
Come to an accord.
Right, that's the Udex out of the way. Now, getting out could be trickier. But not impossible, because Gael's also got an excellent distraction tool. And she's got good range on it as well.
I got a head in my
noise?
chest.
This shall not go
There we go.
unanswered.
Fine.
And we'll grab back our conch.
A fool's prank, it seems. Very well.
Now, what's the next plan? I think the next plan might just be take out that patrol just because we can. Without too much difficulty.
Will it yield coin?
Although, having said that,
It's a deal then.
Kindred. Maybe. Yeah. I've got a new plan. But it kind of depends on whether we can get Gael back down the bottom. Because then she can distract the Kindred down here with firecrackers, whilst Quentin distracts the other one with Skull. I mean, maybe she can distract everyone
Let's capture
sufficiently.
out with you. Little explosives are just as good. This will occupy them for a bit.
Okay, that didn't work.
Restored.
Maybe she didn't even need to do that.
Out with you.
No, because someone was watching. Okay. Who was watching
Wonder
at
how
that
we'll do
moment?
this time.
That patrol, perhaps.
I like long shots.
Yeah, the patrol came back again. Bloody hell.
That clearly didn't work.
So, maybe we take out the patrol
It's better.
next. Although, as previously mentioned, that could be tricky.
Well, now.
Diamonds, rubies.
Because of the Kindred.
Restored.
Let's just send Gael back this way. No, she can get in there, can't she? And then when the patrol goes away, she can just get down where we need her. Can also turn off that torch. What does that do for us? Not a lot. But from here,
Little explosives are just as good.
let's fire a distraction over there. Whilst Quentin fires a skull over there.
Nobody takes what's mine.
Now, are you going to see that skull?
Say.
Yeah, you are.
I miss the waves under.
Anything shiny?
Okay, so that plan roughly works.
Oh, wonder how we'll do this time.
Quentin,
Having is better.
throw your
than
skull,
wanting.
please.
The cannon is mightier than the sword. Another ace. A little spectacle just for you. Wash one.
Okay. The plan might work
Don't
now.
sell me short. An offer I can't refuse. Another kind of bait.
Jakut.
There is conflict.
Okay, the plan would work
Oh, wonder how we'll do
if not
this
for the
time.
patrol. But that's fine, we can deal with the patrol, can't we? Because as we've learned, we can just go like so.
is limiting.
Okay, so we stab.
Another
I
kind
don't
of
look
bait.
up.
You should try fishing sometime, Gael. Your art is beautiful.
And
My
then
chest is
there we go.
awfully landed a heavy one.
yeah, the fact that
Diamonds, rubies,
oops, wrong
emeralds.
character.
Jakut.
The fact that Zagan can just switch off patrols
I'm out with you.
is huge. And now we should just be able to take out this patrol, right?
It's a deal then. You'll
'Cause-
pay with your
I mean, can we,
demise.
at this point, just attack this guy? Yeah, we can.
See you in the
So we can take out this patrol with just Quentin.
No one cheats death but us. Tough customer. The line is sturdy. Hook, line, and sinker. Finders
Sweet.
keepers.
Now, that
I
leaves
like this one.
3 people. That commie is not watching far enough
Will
away.
it yield
I
coin?
seek the curse.
So,
Pain will
we
be exuded.
distract that guy.
I miss the waves under my feet.
An offer I can't refuse.
And that commie is not going to be able to see us shank the Belguard.
I'll trade you for your life. It's settled then. I'm right.
And he's also not going to see us shank the Acolyte.
We found no common ground.
So, 1 man left. Gael.
Big problem? Bigger solution. Really gonna-
No need for subtlety here, which is good because she doesn't have a lot.
I like long shots. No resurgence here.
And that brings us to
I paid the price.
the Prognostica. Is he still... Okay, this one isn't watching an acolyte, is he? Or is that a skeleton? I feel like we don't need to
Acceptable.
deal with anything up there. We can just go and speak to the proggy.
Destruction.
Destruction.
Still everything working how you imagine?
Yes. Which I find somewhat disconcerting.
Oh, come now.
I get it. If something comes up, we'll deal with it.
It will be dealt with.
Will be dealt with, Quentin. Now, this will be... That's not the cave. Is that the cave? No, that's not the cave. Where's our shortcut? It was over here. It was this cave. So our cave is just down here. Okay.
If there is value,
No one
it's
seems to
mine.
be looking here.
I'm always here.
That Udex doesn't really have a good view range on anything.
Nobody takes what's mine. Ready to
Okay,
fight.
that's not going to work. However, we can just throw it up there, right?
They can't resist.
Okay, no, there was a rock in the way.
It's a deal then.
But now there isn't.
Well now.
Interesting choice.
Possibly is unnecessary. What do you mean you can see up there?
Sign your treaty.
Okay, that's not going to work.
Leathery reeled in.
However,
Kind of bait.
what if we
Will it yield coin?
throw the conch? Yeah, come down and look at that conch.
I'm not looking for common ground.
Good.
Couldn't see eye to eye. Ready to fire.
So that's
Help on.
the first acolyte in this section dealt with. Now this
Again and
Udex
You have what I want.
doesn't really need to go, I don't think. But we hate Udex around here, so off they go. Ulysses? I think it's Ulysses. The plural.
An offer I can't refuse.
Can't say for sure. No, you're a commie. Oh, there's another one up there. They're not going to...
Finders keepers.
be our friend.
Right.
Where else can we get to from down this point? Feels like there's only one way in from
It's a
here.
deal then.
So we can go down that ladder, and that leads us to a whole bunch of nothing, really. There's a cave over there, but that's no help. Yeah, I guess we could have cleared out the middle bit. And then worked our way across.
Eventually.
But no, we're here now. So we can
I can
Come up.
smell
My
gold
eyes.
already.
there. And then can we sneak through? Well, we can run through there. So, what can we do from here? We can climb down those vines, but we can't just drop off, I don't think.
Knowledge seeks understanding.
Yeah, we'd have to drop off to there first. Which we could do.
How do these
I'll
memories
hold on to
work,
what is
I wonder?
mine. If there is value, it's mine.
Can we jump attack that guy? No. Do we need to?
No one cheats death, but us.
Okay, we got spotted by...
A
Someone.
successful little experiment, Marley.
Got spotted by that kindred, I guess. So what we'll do
I will make
is we'll get Quentin to drop down and drop down. And then he can come over here, perhaps. Oh, that's
an
Zagan.
interesting
That's not even
decision, Marley.
Quentin. Okay.
My Hedron
Let's
is
turn off that
ready.
guy for a moment, just so we can get the rest of the crew down here.
Cannonballs fly. A strange
It's a deal
noise.
then.
Yeah, we're luring that acolyte to a spot where I don't think anyone's watching.
I drive a deadly bargain.
Well done.
Another kind of bait.
And that's them out of the way.
I'll hold on
And there's a ladder here,
to what's mine.
so that will allow us to get up top. So,
I
Gael
don't look up to anybody.
and
If
Quentin.
there is value, is mine.
Up the ladder, please.
I stand against
Gael.
the best.
Take out that guy. No, because the other Udex sees that. Okay.
So what's mine?
But it does allow us to sneak around the back at least.
Your choice. It will be dealt with.
Oops, wrong way. Now, is anyone watching this bell guard? Kinda. So let's use the old conch again.
A tickling little cockle. An offer I can't refuse.
Is it a cockle or a conch? It's a cockle.
No one cheats death but us. What madness is this?
Okay, technically the alarm went off,
Ready to fire. Treasure fishing.
but nobody seems to care, so
By the order of the mate, I command.
it's fine.
Finders keepers, right?
No. Ah, Zagan needs to get up here
There is
to
always
inspect the
more.
broken
My
coil.
premonition was Ronald, why was the coil not in order? Parat. Oh, I hope lightning will strike the beast down before this is over. Still, it will not matter. I have fixed it. Now, to the prognosticar.
As if Ronald couldn't even stop a parrot.
How long has it been?
No.
Timeless plunder.
So, how are we dealing with these two Ulysses? They're watching each other, but no one else is
Do
really
you
watching
not
them.
know Vindictus 11? It forbids
So we could leave
any
Quentin over here.
mortal nature to ascend to heights
Or rather, we could get Quentin back over here at some point
or for
and deal with them. Now, Zagan.
treasure.
Erudition trumps all.
You can drop down there, can't you? I mean, Quentin's very mobile, so he can drop down anywhere. So let's just get Quentin round here, first of all.
Emeralds.
So Quentin can get round here. What's your view like? Pretty good.
My head is loose.
So at some point you're going to see that. Although, who else saw that? Was that the Udex? Okay.
Let's wheel
So that ain't going to work.
another kind of bait. Golden
But they can't quite
opportunity.
see there. So if we threw
If
the
there is value, it's mine.
skull there,
This will strike you down.
potentially we can strike from that little bit where the Udex can't see. If we stand just there...
Ready to fire.
No, we're in range. Okay. I mean, do we need to take out that Udex right now? How do we take out these Kindred? Because they're also a pain. Who's watching you? Yeah, the other Udex is watching you. So the
By
Udex have to
order
go.
of the mate.
Now, can we
Tight
turn off
lines.
torches?
Nobody takes what's mine. Well, no. That's ours.
We can.
Someone must rekindle this flame. A distraction I cannot not.
Have I turned off any torches with my rod before? I don't think so. But that's a very useful thing to be able to do. What we could do at this stage,
Knowledge
rather than bring
seeks
Quentin all the way back,
understanding.
we could fire someone up here
Acceptable.
and then fire Zagan up. Would we have time?
An intriguing
Let's find out.
maneuver.
So,
They all seek my riches.
let's see if this is going to work. We're going to fire on the Udex.
Do you not know Vindictus?
And then we're going to
It's not ready yet.
fire Zagan up top.
Don't worry, you're dead. Ah! A fine shot.
And then Zagan is going to tie up this guy.
Oh, I must work on my landing. Intent is key.
Yeah, that does work. Good. Now, is he stuck up here? That's the other question.
Having is better.
I mean, he's not stuck because Quentin can always come back round and rescue him.
A deal to remember, Marley.
But
I
now,
advise you to
who's watching
surrender.
that?
The An offer
I mean, the Acolyte
can't refuse.
might be. So, yeah, the Acolyte is our next target. Yeah, come on over, friend.
Let's come to an accord. Another kind of boat. Landed a heavy one.
Very good. Now, we can sneak all the way back around here with Quentin.
No escape from our bait.
We can get Zagan off the roof.
Line and sinker. If there is value.
I would also like to hide the
mine.
boss. There's literally no reason to,
Let's reel
but that's not going to stop me. How do we deal? Oh, there's a ladder there. So that would allow us to deal with this follower, perhaps. This kindred.
I can smell gold already.
And then
Ready
Gael
for a
could head
challenge.
round and deal with the other one.
I like
Because I don't think anyone's watching either of them. At least I hope not.
Diamonds, rubies, emeralds.
Okay, there's Commissaris
Let's see again.
watching. Now, we can take him out with an accident if Zagan can
My
also
craft is
get over
comprehension.
here somewhere.
It will have to be done.
Well, Zagan's
A
already over there.
merciful
Good.
approach.
Although actually that's probably not necessary because Quentin could trigger it with his fishing rod, I think.
Another to the board.
But now that we've done that, it's fine.
Finders keepers.
Lovely. Now that's
I
sent
stand against
them
the
strolling
tempest.
across. Ah, they found the torch. Very well.
Any cannons loose?
But now they're back.
Anybody up for a ride?
And so we should be able to
Fishing for another
double
memory.
kill these guys.
It's Will it yield coin?
And that leaves what? A commissarius?
I
Pop.
hope you don't struggle with
There they
confined
go.
spaces.
Having
Now,
is better than
let's get
wanting.
Quentin down here. Because again, we've got a body that needs to be
No
hit.
escape from our
And then
bait.
let's get Zagan down here.
Quentin,
Because we've got a prognosticator that needs to be talked to.
Demise. Demise.
How did you convince these skeletons to join your cause?
I created them in the first place. It is their sole purpose to serve.
Very well. Now, where is our point of ingress? It's over here. Is anyone going to notice if we all just
Memory after
stroll out?
memory. I'm not looking for common ground.
Well, they didn't initially notice, but then
Thank you, Marley. Nobody takes what's mine.
okay, so that guy notices if the torch is turned off. Very well.
Thank you, Marley. If there is value, it's mine.
So you are definitely watching over there.
where
However-
the wind blows,
You're not watching all the time.
I like long shots. You won't be with us long.
Good. Now,
Don't mind the net.
now that that's
I'm
taken
past
care of, we
treasure.
can turn off the torch. Now, where's the door? There it is.
Ready for a
So
challenge.
we will fire at this guy, and then Quentin will run up and attack this guy. Oh no, the alarm got set off. Okay. Let's just use Zagan for this, because it doesn't really matter if he's spotted.
I will hold on to this.
But as it turns out, he hasn't been.
The cannon is mightier than the sword.
Mission
Always
trumps all. Oh, this back-breaking labor is below me.
That's not what the one I wanted you to grab. I wish it would default to knocking out a guy. If there's two guys on top of one another and one needs knocking out, it should default to knocking them out before anything
My
else.
premonition was correct.
Got a good head in my chest.
Now,
The line is sturdy.
let us scoop one of them up with Gael, just in case you need some ammo.
Having is better
Let's
than wanting.
pick up that guy again.
Right, like
So we've
cold
made
memory.
our way into this middle island. There's no Udex. Oh, there is a Udex up there. Good. And their point of view is pretty good,
An offer
but not
can't
amazing. So
refuse.
let's see if Gael can get up here.
I like long shots.
And fire on that Udex.
The leg-
And then she can bugger off.
Diamonds, rubies, emeralds.
Went through the wrong door there, but Quentin, come on.
It
There
will
we
be
go.
dealt with.
We got there in the end. It's a bit tricky there because the changes in elevation were making it hard to figure out what exactly was happening.
Bigger solution. Who wants to get shot, eh?
Could you spare a bite?
Right.
Problems are all solved. Now,
Any
Quentin,
coin?
please just stay up top
Will it yield coin?
and hook up that bod.
I'll take that.
Now, can you make your way over there without getting into trouble? Not if you go through that door, you can't. So don't do that, you silly man. Now, what about Zagan?
And below.
She troubles me.
Can he easily get up there? Maybe not. I
Enticing.
mean, you can get up there. So are these two just going to continue to have this conversation? It looked like they weren't a minute ago. It looked like one of them was going to bugger off. But no, they are just chatting.
I can
Okay.
smell
Now, can we turn off that? We can. Good.
I'll
And now they're both going to turn and
Why
look
not
at
the
it. So,
waves under my feet?
let
Leave it
us
for a rainy day, Mo.
rush in and stab everyone. I say stab.
To be done. This
One of them got stabbed at
My
least.
chest is off limits. Lights out.
So progress, once again, is made. Yeah.
cursed touch.
Yeah. Belgard buggers off.
I've corrupted a mind. I will make it work.
Don't sell me short.
If
They
we
can't resist.
can't quite throw our skull up there, but that's fine, maybe.
Fire
Finders keepers. Right. You'll pay with
Heck with
your
it, let's just
demand.
shank them.
See you in the afterlife.
Good.
Strong arms for
A little
Nah.
souvenir.
We're just going to have to clear out everyone, probably, in this area. Bit at a time. That guy's already down. That guy can be drawn away, I think.
An offer I can't refuse.
How are you going to get there, Quentin? You're just going to stroll over that way. Good.
Small handle.
Now,
No one resists a little ruckus. Nobody takes what's mine.
yes, let's cause a little ruckus.
Well now.
Okay, no, that guy spotted us. Even though we were halfway down a
Stay
vine.
patient.
Not halfway down a vine, but you know what I mean. Maybe we try it in a different
People
way.
can't hear that. Diamonds, rubies, emeralds.
Yeah, that'll work.
Am I seeing things?
We found them ready to fire.
Good.
It will be dealt with.
And that prognosticator can be taken down without too much trouble, one would assume.
You threw your net and
We can
captured the
get up
berry
here
bars.
with Zagan because there's no vines, it's just ladders. And
The
then
science of
he distracts that guy,
I can smell gold already.
and Quentin gets yet another stab. Stabbed a lot of people this mission as
Line and
Quentin.
sinker.
I paid the price. Cannon bomb.
That's right,
Cannon bomb.
cannon bomb. Now, what's this going to do? Anything
The last
exciting?
one is done. The effigy.
Or are we
is
still
ready.
going to have to march in there and activate
The
it?
spooky plant maiden has started burning.
Yes, the flame has begun sifting into our reality.
That sounds very ominous, even for your standards. Sure this was a good idea?
The summoning has been initiated, Avia. I must position myself on the conduit and cast my dark excision on the effigy.
Right, so we've got to stand in the
Well,
centre.
alright, if you say so. Let's hurry then.
Okay, so we are going to have to clear out the entire rest of this section. It's understandable. It's not a huge surprise. So how do
An
we
interesting
go about
decision.
this? Let us think. Now, there's a door there that leads down to that guy.
Any cannons loose?
Quentin, is there anyone stopping us from just shanking that guy right now? Okay, we've run into someone.
The possibilities are endless.
Who did we run into? Was it some people down there? Where does that door connect? So it connects to up there. Is that? Yeah, it connects to there. So who caught Quentin then?
Golden greetings. Diamonds, rubies.
Because he should have just come this way. Then dropped down here, right? Why did he not just do that?
Nobody takes what's mine.
And go into that door. And then come out of this door.
Lead us.
Yeah, no idea what pathfinding Quentin was taking there.
See you in the afterlife.
But there we go, he's got another shank off. Now, is anyone going to notice that torch going out? There is a patrol. No, they don't seem that bothered.
Will it yield coin? I'm not looking for common ground. We found no common ground.
So let's take out this acolyte.
Keepers.
Maybe we'll turn off this torch as well. Again, I don't think anyone's going to really notice, but it can't hurt.
A deal to remember, Marley.
Now, this patrol is going to be a pain.
They'll bite.
But
My best piece.
when they turn,
I can smell gold.
Quentin might just be able to get away with a shanking here.
You have what I want. It will be dealt with. That's a big one. No escape from our base.
Yeah, good.
Another kind of... Not yet.
And then we'll hide this pod.
Guys, out.
And there's part of the feeding the chest badge. Fantastic. Progress is being made on that then. Now, do we want to lock this patrol in place with Zagan? I'm not sure.
Above and below.
Let's see.
I knew.
Either way, he can come down this side, perhaps. Is anyone watching that patrol now? Not really. So if we could get everyone over there. So maybe actually, yeah, we reload, because Zagan's in the wrong place.
Gregory reeled in.
I see both sides.
If you could be so good, Zagan has to make your way over there.
Oui. Sure as a stone.
And Gael, can you make your way over there? And now the crew can all move down here together. Cool. So we've got the whole crew down. If we attack at just the right moment,
I must
then
study
I
your
think we can take
power.
down everyone without being spotted.
Diamonds, rubies, emeralds.
Good.
Tough customer.
Well done, crew.
I struck. Enticing.
Now, what should we do next? Could take out that patrolling guy. I don't think we need to,
Magic
but why not?
Is off limits.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, he's coming through, is he? I was expecting
My
to...
vision is eternal.
fire blesses you, friend.
drop down and climb back up, but that's fine.
Death would be merciful by force so great. That left a bitter taste. Fate reveals itself again.
Memory after memory.
Yeah, those two guys are too busy. Is the Kindred our next target, or what? I mean, there's still a bunch of acolytes around, so they could probably do with being taken out at some point. Some of them are patrolling. There's also a lantern over there. So, Quentin, again.
It will be dealt.
You beast. Get in there.
No escape from our fate.
Okay, we got spotted by the commie. I hadn't considered him. Maybe we need a better plan for Quentin to deal with this lot.
Not much longer.
Or the same plan, but attacked from a different angle.
No escape from our fate.
Okay, that attracts everyone's attention. That's not ideal.
Incense wash away this wooded atrocity. The line is sturdy.
Yeah. What if we throw that up there? I don't think you're going to see it, are you? No. Can we perform a drop attack from up there? Yeah, it looks as though a drop attack is not on the cards from up top here, which is a shame.
Finders keepers.
But Quentin's more mobile than Zagan, so maybe he wants to come around this side. Now, that guy
Golden side.
might
I can smell gold
spot that
already.
when he comes back.
Nobody abandons their post.
Yeah, there is a patrol there though.
I'll trade you for your life. Ready to
Yeah, so that patrol spots us. Okay.
unleash the bait.
I don't think that's a bad plan though,
It will
getting
be dealt.
Quentin over to the other side. We just need to suck less with our strategies once we're over here. Can we get away with this? This is like the ultimate in cheek. And astonishingly it's worked. Ludicrous. Can we get away with something similar?
If there is value, it's mine. Another kind of power.
No, because that patrol guy is going to just see that.
Let's tackle
Okay.
it again.
So, you don't look
The
over
golden
there.
side. It's a deal.
I'm sure the other guy will.
Is that?
The Kindred kind of sees over there, but he's a bit busy.
Let's come to an accord. Nobody takes what's mine. Another kind of bag.
Piss. For some reason I didn't attack.
Let's tackle it.
Okay, maybe this time this plan will work.
No one cheats dead. Another kind of bag.
No, because we were slightly in range there.
Ah,
Okay,
this is a slippery one.
this is a slippery one. Maybe we do need to take out this acolyte first, but we need to do it after this guy has come back. Because, yeah, they both see the same sort of spot.
I will draw them. It will be dealt.
Well,
Can we get away with this before this acolyte comes back?
No one cheats dead. Another kind of bag. An
Just
offer
about.
I can't refuse.
Okay, that makes life easier, because now we can just do this again.
I'm always here.
I drive a deadly bargain. Itself then. Ready to fire.
Cool, so this Kindred is now available to us.
So what's mine?
That one over there is also probably available. Yeah, I don't think anyone's watching either of them now.
Nobody takes what's mine.
So this shouldn't be too hard.
Then what's it? Tough customer. He'll buy.
Lovely stuff.
If there
And
is
then, let's see.
value, it's mine.
Just shank that guy.
Treasure
Finders keepers. Right. Line and sinker.
Turn off that torch whilst we're here. And then we'll use our cockle to lure that guy.
Curious sound.
But now she's going to see the torch.
Holy Maiden of the Flame, we are your eternal.
Okay, she didn't see the torch.
Lead
Curious.
us so we can fetch real living.
So maybe we'll do a double distractor.
Outside of faith.
See if this works.
The faith becomes the faith. Will it yield coil?
Yeah, this looks like it should work.
I'm not looking for copper. Ready to fire.
Good. And then at this point we could just kill these last three, couldn't we? Although, yeah. Don't even need to kill them simultaneously.
There's always more.
Oh yeah, we do. Okay. I thought that was out of range, but I guess not.
Erudition trumps all. A valid experiment.
Ah yeah, just in range. Okay.
They all seek my riches.
Gael, we need you. There we go. And now Zergan can
I will make it.
tie that guy up.
The cannon is mightier than the sword.
Quentin, feed your chest.
I'm still recovering.
And let's have a nice tasty prognosticar in there as well.
Aim will be mine.
And now, Dark Excision. It's time to actually use it for the first time this mission.
Finally, I will capture what lies beyond. Denizen of the above, hear me. Your day of emergence has come. Cower before me, so I can take your power.
Power? I thought this was about knowledge, Zegan.
Knowledge is power, Aethir.
It is all the same. Now, it is time.
I hope the parrot doesn't screw everything up for him.
Yourself. Ah, yes, I can feel it. I'm starting to see.
Hello, parrot.
What? No! Get away from here, you rotten amalgam of feathers!
Oh, if the parrot takes all the power.
No! The flow is disturbed.
Yes.
The parrot is channeling the energy. Destruction.
Oh no. What have we done? And there we go, mission over. Alright then. Now what? Have we got an ultra-powered parrot on our team? That was a fun mission. It was a long one, but it wasn't a tedious one. There wasn't much that really challenged at any point. There wasn't that one awkward sticking point like there has been on a number of different missions. Maybe it's because I've got a bit more knowledge of this island now that we've been here a few times. Maybe we just picked a particularly good crew for the mission. Gael and Quentin combined as an amazing combination for mobility. And Quentin was just a beast. I'm pretty certain he was the MVP by a mile on this mission. He just shanked everyone, pulled them out of position, shanked them up good. What a lad. Skipped a few people here and there, but that's fine, we just didn't need to deal with them, so not the end of the world. Unless this was the end of the world, because Zagan has destroyed everything. But yeah, look at that, 39 kills for Quentin. He was the only one on the team that killed anyone.
Where am I?
You're getting your bearings back, huh? You were knocked out cold and we had to drag you back here. And look who tagged along.
What a cool parrot.
What is this monster doing here?
I was actually hoping you could help me with that. This parrot sounds like it's actually talking sometimes.
I expected a talking parrot to be in your area of expertise.
Really? A joke? From you?
The blast might have hit me harder than I had thought. Let me investigate this blighted beast, then.
Zagan? That sounds suspiciously like there's an ancient eldritch being trapped in there.
Unfortunately not. It looks like these are remnants of very potent soul energy wafting through its mind.
I see. That's good news though, right?
As far as the existence of the Timeless Shores and the rest of the world is concerned, I presume it is, yes. My experiment is significantly set back, though.
The spell!
Are you sure we shouldn't, get rid of this creature before it gets loose somehow?
Killing
Yeah, it's our
it will
pet now.
serve no purpose, since it has already forfeited its life. No. That is not possible.
What?
The parrot seems, no, is undead.
I mean, we are all undead. What's the big deal?
Yes, but we used a black pearl.
Actually, yeah.
The parrot was only exposed to the powers of the flame.
That's huge.
Which suggests that the origins of these forces are far more similar than I had considered. This is possibly the greatest breakthrough in all my research.
Congratulations, I suppose. I presume this is it then.
What is it? The parrot is not the flame incarnate, if that is what you're insinuating. It is hard to discern, but I think...
No, I meant you want to leave after the experiment. The experiment is over, right?
Over? No! With these findings, a much bigger one has just begun. I have to draw up new plans, new studies.
Excellent.
So what are you saying?
He's sticking around.
Well, as you, the lot of you, actually, have proven somewhat useful sometimes, I was contemplating staying a bit longer.
Useful, eh? That's all you have to say?
Yes, that will be my last word on the matter. Take it or leave it.
I suppose we can take it.
Cannonball!
I guess that's settled then. Welcome aboard, Zagan.
Not sure what his official job title is. I think Yuki's is stowaway, but I don't know what Zagan's is. Shaman, maybe? Either way, that was a lengthy mission, so I think we'll save the next part of Gael's Crew Tales till next time. And until next time, thanks for watching, friends.